Hi, thanks for joining us for an overview of the 401k Pro by AccessibleAI. This product was designed to improve the efficiency of managing 401k plans and to help promote compliance within the 401k plan management space. My name is Ed Sechrist. I'm a certified financial planner, founder of Southeast Financial Group in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm also the president of AccessibleAI 401k Initiative. I've got 34 years of industry experience working in the individual wealth management space as well as the qualified plan market space. My experience in the qualified plan market space was very tough for me. The amount of time it takes to manage the plans was more than I really felt it should be. And I was considering actually getting out of the space when I reached out to Cameron Abernathy at AccessibleAI to see if he could help me design a product that would improve the efficiency of managing the 401k products. And he certainly did do that. What used to take me a very long time to do has now been cut down to almost half of the time I used to spend. Cameron, could you give some background on yourself, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started my company, which is an AI and automation firm called Accessible AI about a year ago now. And so what we do is we specialize in building AI and automation systems for small businesses. And I was actually an intern for Ed Sechrist a couple of years ago. And while I was there, I had seen firsthand how much of a problem this was. And so when to me about potentially solving this problem, I was really excited because I was, okay, this can have a really big impact on the 401k space. And so we built a small beta version right now of the automation system that we're going to turn into a full scale product pretty soon. And we've been really happy with the results so far. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, I think probably the best way to help you understand this is to just show you an example of how it works. Cam, can we go to the spreadsheet where we're housing the data? So this looks very simplistic, but what you're doing here is logging all your communications or touch points with your 401k plans over the course of the quarter. And that could be phone conversations that you're having with plan sponsors or record keepers or third-party administrators. It could be emails that you receive, anything that you feel like is important to document for the plan management. You simply record it in the spreadsheet, and it's going to show up in your quarterly reports. Cam, can we make an entry so they can show it out, see it actually flow into the plan? Let's do one for Adidas, and label it as first quarter.
okay.
And let's say discuss education events for the year.
Okay.
And you don't need to include that in the annual review,
Okay.
and it is not recurring.
Okay.
Let's do another one. Actually, no, that's fine. So
Okay.
I just want to point out the annual review column here. When you're writing these notes, you're making your entry and you're indicating what quarter it shows up in. If you feel like it is something that needs to be in the annual review, simply label it as yes. And that way, at the end of the year, when you go to write your annual reports, the majority of them are going to be done because you've labeled the information as you went through each quarter. And the annual report is just a summary of all the information that you've compiled over the course of the 4 quarters. All right. So that's where we house our notes for the plan. Let's go to the checklist, Cam.
Okay.
Now, the checklist is basically where we're telling the plan sponsor what they need to do. And the checklist is going to apply to 3 different parties, either the plan sponsor, the record keeper, or the third-party administrator. So you'll label that in the type column, and then you'll simply label it as whether it's been completed or not, and whether it's recurring. So again, let's enter a note for Adidas for the checklist, make it for the first quarter, and let's say update participant addresses. That's going to be the responsibility of the client.
Okay.
It is not complete and it is not recurring.
Okay.
Let's
And
do
you want to do more for all clients as well?
Yeah, let's do an all client one. So this is going to go across the whole plan population that you have. If you're indicating that you want to perform the ADP test, for example, let's label that as Q1, perform ADP test.
Okay.
And let's actually label that client and not complete and not
Okay.
recurrent.
Okay.
And again, that all clients goes across every single plan that you have, but you only enter it once. And let's do one more for Adidas, please.
Okay.
And Q1, provide pricing information
Okay.
and label that as TPA.
Okay.
It is complete.
Okay.
And it's not recurring.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so let's narrow that down just to one company, please, Cam.
So clear, and let's just do Adidas, I guess.
All right, so what you see here, this is the plan management checklist for Adidas. It's going to flow into the report. Can you go over to the notes for the quarter as well?
Okay.
And narrow that down to Adidas also, just so we can
Cool.
show what's happening here. So what you see there, 17 items, it looks like, for Adidas that have been logged during the course of the quarter. 18, it looks like. Yeah. So let's go ahead and run the report so they can see this flow in.
Sounds great. So let's just imagine it's the end of the quarter and the end of the year. And what Ed would normally do is he would have to look through his CRM, his emails, his old reports, trying to find information. And that would probably take you, what, a couple of weeks, right?
2 to 3 weeks.
Got it.
As you said, I'd have to go to the emails and search for the information that we talked about. Go to the client files, CRM, dig it up. It's highly inefficient.
Okay, so now let's just imagine, again, end of the quarter, he downloads the file, has the app, he writes a really quick kind of advisor's note that he wants to put at the top of everyone, at the top of all of his reports. Then he just uploads the file right here. He selects the clients that he wants to run the report for. So let's just do all clients in this example. And so now all 15 of his quarterly reports are going to be written in about 15 seconds, right? So again, what used to be 3 weeks worth of work essentially is nothing. Yeah, obviously there's still work doing the reporting, but doing the actual recording of the client details over the course of the quarter. But that part is highly streamlined, and then the actual writing of the reports, again, now it takes almost no time. So now we'll just head over to my downloads where we keep all the files. So it wrote this folder for you, which keeps all your client information, all your reports. So let's go to Adidas's report for 2024 Q1, and bam. Ed, do you want to walk me through the report now?
Absolutely. So the report is customized to the end user. So in this case, we have our logo on the report. The first section there references the time period that we're looking at, which is the first quarter, and the client, which is Adidas. And then the note that you saw Cameron put in shows up. Below that is just a quick market overview. And this is intended to give the plan sponsor some color on what happened in the market, so they can compare that to the investment performance of their plan. Now let's go to the meat of the report, which is the checklist. And as you can see, it references the items that need to be done for Q2. And the first section at the top is the requirements for the client, which is Adidas. And you can go right through and see what has been assigned that they need to take care of during the quarter and whether it's been completed or not. The last entry that you see is the one Cameron put in, where it was performed the update the participant addresses. So you see that flows right into the checklist from where he typed it in. And then under the TPA information, you can see also that the note he put in regarding the pricing information shows up in the checklist. And in this case, we indicated that was already completed, so it shows up in the checklist as completed. So if the client did nothing more than follow that checklist, their plan would be in really good shape by the end of the year, because each quarter we're putting the relevant points into these checklists, and if they follow that, they're going to be moving in the right direction. Now the next section is the plan notes for the quarter, and this was what I was indicating. You would just collect the information from phone calls or emails or whatever contact method you utilize to speak to the plan sponsor or the third-party administrators or record keepers. And this information does two really important things. First of all, for the advisor, it gives you an overview of what you've done for the plan. It's a reference point to go back and see what was taken care of or how something was handled. For the plan sponsor, it serves to prove the diligence they have taken in managing the plan for the benefit of their participants. And it also can be used in audit situations to support what was done within the plan to maintain it in a compliant process. Lastly, the market performance is in the plan, again, just to kind of give the plan sponsor some idea of what went on in the market as it relates to the investments that were in their 401k plan. So, Cameron, there is one more thing I want to look at. If you don't mind going back to the spreadsheet. And go to the Counts tab, please.
Sure.
So when you have a lot of plans that you're managing, sometimes it's easy to overlook perhaps one or two plans. So the Counts tab we've built in to indicate how many times you've been in contact with that client over the course of the quarter. And you can see that Adidas, for example, shows 13 touch points. And UNC, on the other hand, at the bottom of the list, shows 0 touch points. So you might say, well, gosh, we have not done anything for that plan. In this case, that plan was purchased by a private equity firm, and we actually lost the plan. So that's the reason there are no entries there. But it's just a really good, I see Cameron's pointing out that AccessibleAI there. They didn't get much love either, so maybe you should pay a little attention to them. But it's a great way for you to keep up with what you're doing in the plan and see where you might need to dedicate a little extra attention to one or two of the plans. So that's a quick overview of how the plan works. Cameron, are there any other items you'd like to touch on what's coming?
Yeah. So as we said before, this is very much the beta version of our product, right? And so our plan is to turn this into an entire system that allows you guys to manage your 401k plans with ease. And because we have a strong AI background, we can integrate a lot of AI features into the system. And so here are just a very small number of the ideas that we're going to be implementing into the full version of our product, which will be coming soon. So here's the first two, which is going to be like, so when I went to a meeting with Ed a couple of weeks ago, and we were just getting an overview of some of the compliance rules and regulations from the likes of DOL, ERISA, and FINRA, the amount of information that I found you guys have to memorize is vast. And I personally have no idea how any one individual can understand it all. And so what I thought was, okay, like what if we just build a chatbot or an AI system that is trained on the most up-to-date information for regulation. And so that way, whenever you guys have questions about, maybe how to know if you're a fiduciary, for example, you just ask the question to the AI system and you can get the response and understand the right regulation for that question. As we saw, like when I was entering information in the spreadsheet, maybe I make a typo, maybe I just want to use, write chicken scratch notes in the beginning. So instead of having those notes transferred over into your reports, the system will automatically rewrite your notes into a beautified format that is professional for your reporting at the end of the quarter. Additionally, so let's say we have 10 different emails with a 401k, one of your clients, and instead of Ed having to go through and write all that information into the spreadsheet, what if he just were to forward those emails to the AccessibleAI email address and then have all that information automatically entered into a spreadsheet for him, right? So again, saving him a ton of time. And then finally, so we're gonna have a voice dictation system so that whenever you're whenever you're having meetings, say over Zoom, over Google Meets, you just dictate your meeting and record the meeting, and the AI system will dictate it for you and basically take that dictation and write your plan notes for the quarter as well as your checklist items for you automatically.
Awesome. Thanks, Cam. That's what we've got for you today. We welcome you to reach out to us. Our contact information will be at the end of the slideshow here. We'd love to go through this in more detail with you and show you exactly how it works or answer any questions you have. So again, thanks for tuning in today.
Thanks, guys.